3 golden eagles for War Thunder. Link in the description. Fuck yes. Hello you sexy beasts, welcome back to Hype Thunder. Guys, it is time. Ships have been officially announced. Just look at this shit. Now, actually, before you go on, a friendly reminder, don't get overhyped, alright? I know you guys, you like to get very hyped about new stuff. Try and keep your head levels, alright? We have little information here. We have very little information here. That being said, let's take a look at what was announced actually. So, we have a trailer on YouTube, which was actually made in-game. That's a bold move. There's no CGI involved. As you can see by well, let's just say the textures of the ship are not quite up to scratch compared to the aircraft. That being said, it looks amazing actually. It really looks amazing, and it confirms that we will pretty much be able to fly aircraft and have ships in the same map. Now, there's no confirmation if there will be ships and tanks on the same maps. That being said, the 2 boats that you can buy in order to get access to the combat beta tests might indicate so. Ah yes, by the way, technically we didn't have any ships announced. Technically we've only had boats announced, so welcome to Boat Thunder. Alright, the first boat we are taking a look at is the Soviet Project 1124 Armored Riverboat. This thing is in typical Russian fashion. Equipped with a T-34 turret with a 76mm cannon, or 75, I think it's a 76. So yeah, literally just a T-34 turret on the top of the deck, and a Katyusha rocket launchers, which are the same, I think it's the same rocket launcher as on the BM-8 rocket tank that we currently have in the game. Of course, it also gets 2 12.7mm machine guns against aircraft. Of course, this thing, what is this? Yeah, it will probably be around tier 1, tier 2 maximum. I can't really see this being too much of a higher tier vehicle. That being said, it has a gun at least, which is not something that the next ship, or in this case, well, boat, really gets. I present to you the PT-109 torpedo boat. This thing is even smaller. This is pretty much just a boat. Small, light, agile, very fast. No armor whatsoever. This thing is going to be pretty much wrecked by anything. Imagine this to be the Hellcat of ships. Now, the PT-109 is equipped with 4 21-inch torpedoes, each weighing about 1,200 kilograms. These shall do a lot of damage. Now, in the current game meta, one of these torpedoes is enough to take down a destroyer. We don't know if that's going to be the same in the actual ships. It seems like Arjun has been tinkering with actual hitboxes for ships in the past couple of weeks, as we've seen in custom battles and stuff like that. So it might just be that these kind of torpedoes might be one-shot kills against lighter ships, especially against an armored boat. Not so sure about battleships and stuff like that. Now, besides the torpedoes, you have a automatic 20mm Oerlikon cannon, which is excellent for taking out aircraft and lightly armored stuff like other PT boats, and 2 50 caliber machine guns, which are also effective at taking out aircraft. Now, this boat has a 12-man crew and could reach a maximum speed of 75 km per hour. So yes, indeed, this thing is exactly like a Hellcat on seas. It's going to be hard to hit one of these things, but when you hit one of these things, they are going to go down. Now, the way this works is pretty much exactly like the Ground Forces beta when that first came out, if you guys are still from that time. Ships are not going to be immediately available to everyone. You have to buy your way into the closed beta access tests. Now, the price for the Project 1124 is 25 euros at the moment. 25 euros for this Russian thing. I mean, honestly, a T-34 turret on a ship. What is this? Soviet Russia, why you do this to me? But yeah, 25 euros, it is going to cost 35 euros after 10 days. So this is kind of Gaijin's business model of making you buy things that you don't even know when you are going to get them. The PT boat is a little bit more expensive, 31.5 euros. or 45 euros in 10 days. You do get a little bit more stuff though. Here's the thing. The armored boat, the river boat, is really not that effective. It really looks like a tier 1 vehicle. I mean, it has a couple of rocket launchers, it has a T-34 turret, the early version of T-34 turrets, like the one with the crappy 76mm gun. So this thing is not going to be much of a high tier vehicle. The PT boat, on the other hand, this thing could be around tier 2, tier 3 easily. I mean, it does get the torpedoes, which can one-shot other ships. It does get the 20mm cannon, and does get the American 50 cal machine guns. And this thing is fast, so I can imagine this thing being a higher tier. Now, we can expect that information will be trickling down over the next couple of days. Now, for those of you who don't know, currently in Cologne, Germany, the Gamescom is starting, or about to start, already has started. I did want to go there this year, but I didn't quite make it. But yeah, Gaijin has 2 booths there. A smaller booth, which is likely to be for Crossout, one of the new games, and a very big booth, which is dedicated to, well, rumors are a bit of tanks. We might see Japanese tanks, hint hint, and of course the ships. Now, the first people that are actually going to get their hands at real gameplay experience of ships are going to be the ones going to Gamescom. So, if you are currently listening to this video and you are in Cologne, Germany, go the fuck to Gamescom! What are you doing here? You could be playing ships right now! God damn it! Now, one final note before we end up this video. I am kind of disappointed in one thing. From what it seems, the initial 2 nations we are going to get are going to be the US and the USSR. Sadly, no British ships, no German ships, which is... It makes me kind of sad. They could have really gotten an opportunity here, given that their main competitor doesn't even have proper British ships yet. But yeah, that being said, it would have been a nice opportunity to put in some British ships to start this whole thing out, but it just didn't happen. Now, it might just be a decision of having boats that can actually float on rivers. Here's the thing, here's my theory. Alright, so, in contrary to their major opposition, they're not going straight for the cruiser, destroyer, big ships layout. They actually included boats. These are both boats. We have a river boat and we have a PT boat. These things are small, which means they could go up rivers. Now, we all know a couple of maps. We all know a couple of maps that have rivers, don't we? We might just see these kinds of ships in action against tanks. This might be the kind of ship that could actually face off against tanks, just going up a river, using their T-34 turrets and the rockets to just barrage enemy tanks. At the same time, of course, having the problem of being big targets. Especially in the case of the Project 1124, this thing is a rather big target. And of course the PT boat doesn't really have anything against tanks. I mean, torpedoes are not going to travel on land. Unless you find a mouse that's currently crossing a river and you happen to just hit it with a torpedo. That might be a good Thunder Show moment. Jeez. I'm giving you too many ideas. But yeah, unless that happens, the PT boat isn't really going to do much. I mean, the 20mm cannon, it's an anti-aircraft cannon. You might take out anti-aircraft vehicles, but don't expect to take any tanks out with it. But the USSR ship, yeah, you can. I mean, it's a T-34 turret. It's a tank turret. Why not take out tanks with it? But anyways, guys, this is pretty much all of the information we have for today. Do keep an eye out on Reddit. We're probably going to get many more leaks and information and stuff like that over the next couple of days, especially now with Gamescom coming out. We might see some actual gameplay from Gamescom, which is going to be very, very exciting to see. But again, guys, don't be too overhyped. We don't have any information so far. Of course, from what we saw from the April Fool's event, if you remember, we saw some sail ships there. The mechanics are more or less there, but we don't know how it's actually going to perform in actual ships that have proper cannons and proper rockets and torpedoes. So, don't get overhyped. Take this information with a grain of salt, but yeah, you can be excited for what's to come. Anyways, guys, this has been it for this video. As always, like this video if you did, subscribe if you're new around here, check out my stream tomorrow, and I'll see you next time. As always, my name's been MikeGoesBoom. Thanks for watching.
You can lift your head up to the sky, take a deeper breath and give it time. You can walk the path among the lines, with your shattered frame of mind. Or instead you could always stay, we can wait right here and play, until somehow you can find a slight